This is my book front and my book back for the book jacket of The Moon of the Crusted Snow. Title here, author name here, all back written out. For character, we have Evan right there. For plot, over here we just have kind of the general plot of not being able to use technology, with the phone being down, it's dusty, not even bothered to be picked up, dusty TV in the back unused, and then a little candle being the source of light. And over here we have a specific moment from the plot when Mark Phillips gets shot down by Scott, and Evan's just kind of walking away from it. For setting, we have just a general house in the community. Then over here we have the community itself, the forest that surrounds it, the band building, the shed, the store, and then community buildings kind of fading into the background. And then for theme, yet again, this is the theme of the loss of technology and like the isolation from the outside world. And then this covers the theme of desperation and other feelings of like bad mental health. That's why Mark charged them. He charged them because he was desperate. It's why the elders didn't punish Scott or oppose Scott for shooting him down, because they were desperate. And Evan, in this moment, is desperate to get Scott like out of there and out of control and to find a way against him. I tried to make sure the colors weren't bright because it's sad, it's not happy, it's not vibrant. So use very dull colors. Made sure not to color in the sky because it's snowy. All you can see is white. Tried to make the blood the most vibrant thing on the page, so although there's not a lot of it, it's definitely eye-catching. And tried to color in the Moon of the Crusted Snow, like Crusted Snow, so you'll see the gray and blue there, just like the gray and blue here. It's very dusty, very unvibrant to kind of match the theme of the book. And then for the back of the book, in a world reliant on technology for everyday life, would survival be possible if it were to all disappear in an instant? That is what Evan and his Anishinaabe community will struggle to find out. Isolated by the harsh winter, can they prevail against the loss of the white man's technology? When I took some of those kids out there, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. If that's your future, then, Yes, apocalypse. We've had that over and over, but we always survive. We're still here, and we'll still be here, even if the power and the radios don't come back on and we never see any white people again. For the quotes specifically, I tried to get two contrasting quotes. One of kind of hope and one of kind of despair, and then especially a quote that yet again brings back to their culture, because that's a big theme in the book. And then I try not to give away too much there. And then for my audience for the book, I imagined it to be middle-aged people. And how I kind of went about that is I tried to make the book more relatable. Like when you're younger, you're looking for excitement and thrillers. Horrors with monsters and vampires and these outrageous beasts and unrealistic mass serial killers that are just too smart for real life. But for this, I just kind of make it realistic. The town isn't some haunted ghost town, raggedy and jaggedy. It's a real community. This isn't some psycho. It's not Scott when he had that prophecy as him as a monster. It's just a real man. And it's not like a giant mount of heaving blood. It's just one thing of blood. And then I can recognize this home. Even as someone who's not middle-aged, I can recognize this. And I know my parents who are middle-aged would definitely recognize this. They would recognize the landline. They'd recognize the chunkier TV. They'd recognize the carpet and the wood walls. But it's not completely right, because this is hanging down, it's dusty, the TV's dusty, it's being lit by a candle, so it's recognizable, but there's that air of something's not right. It's not outrageous or, in your face, but you can tell something's just not quite there. Just subtly messed up. And same thing here, it's just a little bit of blood. Everything else is normal, it's just the blood. So I really tried to focus on not being outrageous, not being super grotesque, because I think the older you get, the more you realize just how scary real life is. And I feel like someone in middle age, if they're looking to be scared or looking to have their eyes opened, would go for a book like this because, vampires aren't scary, they're not real. Demons and possession aren't scary, they're not real. And your serial killers are real, but they're uncommon. To have someone smart enough to get away with it too, but this is all real, it's relatable, it's a scene you're used to, but just with a little bit of a twist. And yeah, that's my book cover. Yay!